Hello everybody, it is Jamarcus here, and we made it. It's playoffs, quarterfinals. Here we go. This matchup might look familiar because it's a rematch. This was our week 1 match against Skipper. We ended up winning that game with Battle Bond Gran. We swept late game. They did bring Choice Scarf Masquerada, but they were adamant, so ended up being faster. Skipper has made a couple of trades since we played. Volcanion got replaced with Rotom Wash. Rotom Fan got replaced with Scyther. And Revavroom got replaced with Quillfish. So Scyther's a pretty scary Terra Captain. It's got pretty good speed tier into my team. Although it is pretty much hard-walled by Moltres, it doesn't like Sandy Shocks either. I'm very scared of Crocodile. My ground resists are not good. It's these three, and I don't usually bring these three to games, I'll be honest. Maybe Flamigo shows up, I don't know. But Flamigo really does not like facing off against Quillfish, so we'll see. What does look good is Dragapult. They have 2 Dragon Resists, 3 if they Terra Fairy Quillfish, which I think is decently likely here. And then Phantom Force covers those 3 decently. So I think Dragon Dance Dragapult is pretty good. That's what I ended up bringing. I did not bring Dio last time. I just thought it was so bad into Golden Go, but I'm going to give it a try this time around. I'm bringing Nasty Plot, 3 attacks with Psychic, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball. Psychic and Ice Beam hit everything for pretty good damage, and then Shadow Ball to hit Golden Go in case it shows up. I didn't end up bringing Gran. I thought about, oh, let's just bring Specs, Gran, click Dark Pulse, and Ice Beam. It seems pretty good. It did not end up on the final team though. I do have Azu. I brought Belly Drum this week. I know Belly Drum did not work last time when I faced off against SB Red Dragon, but we're going to try it this time. I think it can work here. I ended up actually bringing Sap Sipper Belly Drum. It pretty much Belly Drums on every Meowscarada set unless it's Taunt or even Thunder Punch, which I don't think are great options here because I think you want the coverage for something like Overquill. Triple Axle, for example, even though taking Rocky Helmet's not great. So, Sandy Shocks I brought. I wanted a Rock Resist, which this is my only real Rock Resist. I'm not bringing Berserker. So, Sandy Shocks is showing up. I brought dual screens with Rocks and Volt Switch. They only have 1 ground type, so Volt Switch is decently free to click this game. I have Rocks, because I think Rocks are great. I don't think they're going to be bringing Boots too much. Maybe they bring Boots Meowscarada with Sucker Punch. But then I can switch into Overquill, no matter what. So then screens to help Dragapult. I ended up bringing Weakness Policy Dragon Dance, just because I need a little extra damage to be killing Rotom and Terra Fairy Quillfish. I brought Overquill because it's the best answer for Meowscarada you could ask for. It's also decent into Crook. After Intimidate, I can live 2 Earthquakes sometimes. Decent into Arcanine, fantastic into Scyther, pretty good into the bottom 2 as well. The final Pokemon I brought, so right now we have Pult, Dio, Azu, Sandy Shocks, and Overquill, was actually Serena. I wanted to bring Flamigo. Flamigo was fantastic last time we played. It's a great defensive typing into Meowscarada and Crocodile, but I just thought it was so bad into Quillfish. I ended up bringing Serena. Scarf Serena, actually, was what I brought. I'll show you the team in a second. But Scarf gave me a very comfortable lead. Gives me a lead into Meowscarada, I can click U-turn on it. Gives me a lead into Ribombee. If it's webs, I can Terra Ice Triple Axle and kill it. That's 70% of the time, if I hit. Serena does struggle quite a bit with Quillfish as well. It also does not really like Arcanine. My Terra types aren't really great defensively into it. But nonetheless, I brought it. So let's take a look at the team. I forgot the nicknames. That's too bad. I forgot the nicknames for all my games this week just because my teams were made in a pretty rushed manner, although I prepared a lot more for this game than my other 2 that I just posted. So, Dragapult, Sub, DD, Dual Stab. Dragon Darts is hitting pretty much everything. I just have Phantom Force for the 2 fairies, if this Terras. And then for Golden Go, if they bring Protect, that sucks. Um, Weakness policy, enough speed to outspeed everything, max attack, and some bulk. I brought sub because I can sub on a lot of Pokemon. I can sub on a Rotom very comfortably. I can sub on a Quillfish very comfortably. And then maybe a Scyther, who knows. Dio, I brought Colbur. Even though I have screens, I thought Colbur was just really nice for Sucker Punch or Scarf Meow. Nasty Plot 3 attacks, enough speed for Scarf Crocodile, and then the rest in special attack, and then some bulk. Scarf Serena, Terra Ice, Triple Axle. Power Up I have only for Rotom. I did not really see myself clicking this move otherwise, but it is nice to have at least. I don't want to Terra immediately because having that grass typing is really nice defensively for Rotom, so that I'm not having to predict a Volt Switch by going into Sandy Shocks or risk Dragapult getting Will-O-Wisp or Thunder Waved. It's okay if that happens to Serena. Overquill is next. I'm a big fan of the set. I brought Eject Button. It gives me a one-time switch into Meowscarada, and then I can switch out into something else like a Serena or Dragapult or Sandy Shocks or whatever. If you don't know what Eject Button does, basically you take a hit and then it switches you out as if you used Teleport or something. Knock Off, U-Turn, just for good support moves. Knock Off to knock off some boots. U-Turn is a good for lead against a Meowscarada. Sorry, that was Serena. We went over Overquill. Crunch just does decent damage into things, mostly Lottie. Aqua Jet priority helps against these two, but can pick off weakened things as well. Toxic is really great this game. I don't think Golden Go is going to be wanting to switch in on me. Getting a Toxic on something like a Rotom Wash or a Crocodile would be fantastic. Then Destiny Bond last move. I didn't really know what to do for my last move. I thought maybe Spikes, maybe Pain Split, but I just found myself not having time to click those moves. Although I've also found that with Destiny Bond in mocks, I've never clicked that move once. It's mostly these three. To be honest, Overquill is kind of just switching in, getting an Intimidate, and then making a double, because I'm expecting Meowscarada to want to switch on me. Next up, Azu. Typical Belly Drum set. I brought Bulldoze because it hits Golden Go and Quillfish. And then Aqua Jet, Play Rough with Belly Drum. Enough Spadef to not die to Specs Lottie Thunderbolt, I think. Might want to double check that. Sap Sipper so I can Belly Drum on Meowscarada. Although in hindsight, maybe Huge Power is just better. That's kind of niche. Last Pokemon, Sandy Shocks. Enough speed for the Crocodile. Dual screens, Stealth Rock, Volt Switch, the rest in bulk. I brought Spadef because it helps me a bit with Rotom, helps me a bit with Gold and Lottie. Although maybe Fizdef could be good. Take an Earthquake a bit more comfortably, or a Flower Trick, or Flare Blitz. Alright, on to the game. So, actually, before we go on to the game, what do I expect them to bring? Lottie's coming, Meowscarada's coming, Golden Go's a maybe, Rotom Wash is coming, Crook's a maybe, I think Arcanine's coming. So I think those four for sure, maybe one of these three, and maybe one of these three. So I think four of these for sure. I don't think Kamala's coming. I think Quillfish is more likely than Scyther. So I would say Lottie, Meowscarada, Rotom Wash, Arcanine, Quillfish, and then probably Ribombee. So what do they bring? They brought the two little guys. And then the four I mentioned. So Kamala shows up, which tells me they were scared of hazards. Quillfish shows up, which tells me they were scared of Azu and maybe Serena and Flamigo, I guess. Quillfish makes sense why it showed up. It's also pretty good in Dragapult, to be honest. So, I had always planned on leading Serena this game, but now that I'm seeing a Quillfish and an Arcanine in front of me, it just doesn't feel like as good of a lead, even though I'm pretty comfortably facing off against a Scarf Meow lead. I'm very confident. Choice Scarf Meowscarada is showing up to this game and it's going to lead. But I see that Quillfish, I see that Arcanine, I don't want to lead it. So I actually decide Sandy Shocks was a better lead here. Something you'll notice about the chat I played this game slow. I probably took an average of 2 minutes a turn. I thought pretty hard about every single turn, and I'll point out the options I was deciding between. This turn, I thought if there's spikes and Sash lead, that's unfortunate, but that really eases up Dragapult and Deoxys later on. I don't need to worry about a Scarf Meow. So it would be fine. I have a grounded poison in case they go for T-Spikes. I'm not going to lose the game. I'm expecting them to just click Scarf Flower Trick here because I led with the Sandy Shocks. I intimidate them and I get the Flower Trick, exactly what I expected. So I get my eject button and I go Serena. Pretty sure this thing is Choice Scarf. Even if it's not going to get stab on U-turn or triple axle now, so it's not going to kill me. I don't want a Terra yet because I want to resist Rotom's moves, and I don't want to. I guess I'm already weak to Arcanine, but don't want a Terra yet, so I just click U-turn here. They don't know I'm scarfed, even if they stay in, because I think they're scarfed. It reveals Rocky Helmet and reveals max defense. This Quillfish is pretty much max defense, which tells me even if I'm +2 and they Terra, they're going to die, because none of their Terras resist Psychic. There's not much they can do to me. If they want a Toxic, fine. I'm probably getting 2 kills here. I'm Colbur Berry for Meow. They don't have a Goldingo. Komala might do something if it's like Max Speed F AV. Let's see what happens. I'm clicking Nasty Plot here. I never even considered clicking Psychic. I click Nasty Plot. I calced a lot this turn. If they're AV, I 3-hit KO. If they're not AV, I 2-hit KO. And if they're like Citrus Berry, then I'm not going to 2-hit KO. That's unfortunate. I thought about maybe Nasty Plotting again, but I wanted to click Psychic, see if they're AV. So I click it. They're not. I get a Spit F Trap. Doesn't matter because I 2-hit KO anyways. Even after leftovers, Psychic's going to kill again, but they reveal Protect. So now that Spit F Drop might matter. That might be a roll. So Spit F Drop kind of lucky, but I would also have to get a lower roll. They reveal Protect, which tells me they'll probably Wish Protect, so they're Rapid Spin and one more move, probably Knockoff or U-turn. I'm hoping it's Knockoff because I want this thing to activate my weakness policy on Dragapult. But they don't really have a switch in. If they want to go Scarf Meow on my Psychic, maybe they can make that play. They're not going to kill me anyways, unless they click U-turn. So maybe they could have gone Meow here, but they just sack Komala anyways. So I know if I get up Hazards with Sandy Shocks now, they are up for good. Meowscarada comes out. I have Colbur Berry. If this thing clicks Sucker Punch or Knockoff, I don't know if it's Scarf yet, but I'm pretty sure, they're not going to kill me. If they click Triple Axle, it's a roll. It's, I think, pretty much perfectly 50-50. If they're just max attack Jolly, which they should be. And then if they click U-turn, they will kill me. So I thought probably for 4 or 5 minutes about this turn. If I stay in and they go for Knockoff or Sucker, I live. I Ice Beam for about 70%, I think it is 70 to 80%, which gets it in range of Aqua Jets, maybe. Depends if they're a Grass type or not. But getting that damage is nonetheless good. Maybe they die to a Volt Switch, maybe they die to a Knockoff now. If they click U-turn, I die. Not the end of the world. I don't need Dio that badly. If they click U-turn, I get momentum. They're going to go into, I don't know, Arcanine probably. I could go Azu. I could go Overquill. A lot of options. So I decide to stay in. They click Triple Axle and miss the first one. Obviously unfortunate. It was a 50-50 if that killed me. If it did kill me, then I can just go Serena, Terra Ice, and maybe Triple Axle, but then Rocky Helmet, so maybe I don't make that play. They reveal Scarf there though, so I'd probably go Azumarill, Belly Drum, and then they would be in a rough spot. Although Quillfish maybe handles Azu. I do have Bulldoze though. So they miss Triple Axle, I Ice Beam, 42%. They Triple Axle again, they hit, and they don't kill. And I Psychic for the kill. Now they bring out Arcanine. Very confident they're clicking Extreme Speed here. They pretty much have no other options. Unless they're Choice Scarf Latios, which I don't think they would be. So they pretty much have to click Extreme Speed to not lose the game here. And I'm so confident in that, so I go Overquill. I thought I could go Dragapult, but that's really risky. And what do I do the next turn? I don't kill it. Then they're going to hit me pretty hard anyways. So I think Overquill is just the best play no matter what. The extreme speed does no kind of damage. They reveal Life Orb, which means I want rocks up, because I want that thing taking rocks, so that it dies to Dragon Darts or something. So I make a double here. This was probably the play of the game. I figure there's no reason for that Arcanine to stay in. Even if they do stay in, Sandy Shocks isn't going to take that much. So I want to double the Sandy Shocks. If they go Rotom, I Volt Switch. If they go Lottie, I can maybe get up screens. Although I think they're probably Specs or Weakness Policy. I was most scared of Weakness Policy this game. That was pretty much the only way they were going to win this game at this point. So I doubled the Sandy Shocks. And I thought maybe I'll get screens up here, but no. Or rocks even, but I just want to click Volt Switch. It's a free play. If they don't Terra for some reason, I kill them, although it's a roll. Let's just Volt Switch. There's nothing to block it. I can just go back to Overquill. This turn, now that they've Terra'd, I can Toxic. Getting a Toxic on this thing's fantastic. It's going to help Dragapult. It's going to help Serena. But they just flip turn out into Rotom Wash. Best case scenario. Rotom Wash is now Toxic. That helps Dragapult so much. That helps Azumarill quite a bit. Even helps Sandy Shocks. The only thing is they have gotten a Spike up, so that means Dio's not coming back in this game. I can just use it as a sack eventually. So I go into Serena because I want to avoid getting Hydro Pumped, and this is my Rotomancer at this point. Serena doesn't really do anything else this game. It really struggles with Overquill. So I get burnt. Kind of sucks. This was a very important play to make here. If I Power Whip on the Rotom, it's not going to do that much. They're probably defensive, seeing as they're leftovers. They're going to reveal leftovers in a second. There it is. If I click U-turn or knock off, which I do want to knock off this thing's leftovers, or U-turn out, and they go Lottie, I'm not going to do that much damage. If they get their Weakness Policy on a U-turn, that's fine, because I can go Dragapult and kill them. If I click knock off, that's terrible. I can never click knock off this turn. Because of that, I decide to go Deoxyspeed and just sack it. I figured they probably want to Volt Switch here, but if they go into Lottie and get their Weakness Policy, I don't want to lose the game. I just sack Dio. If they go Lottie and I sack Dio, I'm fine. They don't get anything, Dragapult comes out. So, because they didn't get their Volt Switch off, they also take a bit of extra Toxic damage, which is really nice. I go into Sandy Shocks. This thing's not going to do that much damage to me after I get up a light screen. I'm fine taking a Hydro Pump. They reveal Pain Split, which is good to know, which tells me they're either not Hydro Pump or not Thunder Wave. I get up Rocks because I want Rocks for Arcanine. It also is nice for Quillfish, and they miss their Hydro Pump. That would not have killed me. It didn't really matter in the long run, but it definitely would have been nice. Part of me was also thinking, I want the Sandy Shocks dead, because this Rotom is what I'm setting up against with my Dragapult. I don't want this thing to die. I want Sandy Shocks to die so I can get into Rotom. Or sorry, I can get into Dragapult. So I Volt Switch out. I thought hard about who I wanted to switch in here. If I go Serena, it doesn't really accomplish anything. They can bring out Latios and set up on it. If I bring out Azu, they can just bring in Quillfish. I'm not going to accomplish much. And they're also going to Volt Switch and do damage. I want to save Overquill. That Intimidate's really nice for Arcanine. So I'm going to go Dragapult. I just really have to hope they are not clicking Will-O-Wisp here. I don't think there's any reason to. I have Sandy Shocks. I'm probably just going to get it on my other screen. You want to click Pain Split so that you don't die to this Toxic turn. So I went Dragapult here. Even if I get Will-O-Wisp, I don't think I lose the game. I think I'm in a comfortable enough spot. I still have my Azu. Although Azu definitely struggles to click Belly Drum here. And since I'm Sap Sipper, I'm not doing that much damage. So this was a bit of a risky play, but I was very confident they were not clicking Will-O-Wisp here. I go into Dragapult. And they click Pain Split as I expected. They get a bunch of health back, they get their leftovers, and they don't die to Toxic. This is best case scenario. Because Dragapult's in against Rotom, and I can click sub. This thing can't break my sub. They click Volt Switch, doesn't break my sub. I have a sub up, they go to Quillfish. I can Dragon Dance now. I pretty much win the game. I get one Dragon Dance, I'm faster than all Scarfers, they have no priority, Aqua Jet's not going to kill me, Extreme Speed I'm immune to. What do they do? So I'll just let it play out. They Gunk Shot. And then Phantom Force is going to kill this thing. Rotom goes down, I have clear body so they can't intimidate me. They go back to Quillfish. I Phantom Force again. I suppose if Phantom Force didn't kill Arcanine here, which it does, they could have hit back, but of course Phantom Force is going to kill. They go into Latios. My Dragon Darts to kill it, even if they were Hubon Berry, I was fine. I think that's the Dragon Resist one. And then out comes Quillfish. And then the next 2 turns is just Quillfish dying to Phantom Force. So, Dragapult. I never got the weakness policy off, but it worked exactly as I wanted. Even survived the Rocky Helmet, so it doesn't go down. 4 kills for Dragapult. Just to wrap it up. That's quarterfinals of playoffs. Went very well. Obviously, I got pretty lucky. There was a Hydro miss. There was a triple axle miss. But I don't think either of those would have won my opponent the game. I think I was in a pretty comfortable spot. I think Dragapult was always winning this game. I think I'm pretty happy with the team I brought. Sapsipper is pretty bad. I should not have brought Sapsipper. Huge power would have definitely confirmed this late game for me. There was no way my opponent could win this game if I was just huge power, Assault Vest or something. But I decided to bring Belly Drum. I'm giving up on Belly Drum Azu, guys. It's not good. I don't think it's good. But we'll see. I don't want to give too much away. I still have some games to play. And my next opponent, since I've won this game, is going to be SB Red Dragon, who I brought Belly Drum to in the regular season and lost. So hopefully we can go 1-1 with that team. I will start preparing for that. That, again, is quarterfinals done. Scarf Serena. Big fan of that. Overquill's fantastic. I was always bringing that to this game. Sandy Shocks was really good this game. I've been a little disappointed with Sandy Shocks, to be honest. It seems pretty lackluster for like a 12 or 13 pointer. But it was very good this game. It's a good pawn. It's a good Pokemon. And then Deoxys finally did something. Only took 9 games, but Deoxys got 2 kills. It doubled its kills in this one game. Maybe this thing will hit double-digit kills by the end of the playoffs. Probably not. That would require me to get 3 kills a game the next 2 games. But Dio did something. I'll take it. Dragapult did good. Whole team did good. Semifinals is up. We got top 4 guaranteed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in semifinals. Bye-bye.